So Warframe is in a little bit, just a little bit, of a content drought right now. I mean, that's an understatement, right? It was kind of something similar last year when the Plains of Eidolon was just about to drop, but maybe not as bad. It's kind of like the Sahara over here. And it is something that the developers themselves know only too well, and they addressed this at the start of this week's dev stream 117. Now apparently, we will be swimming in content soon enough, by the time the Fortuna update actually drops, and they didn't give us any exact date for that Fortuna update, but I'm not the only one in the community that is thinking maybe very early November or right at the end of October. Fingers crossed it would fit into the same timeline as Eidolon did last year as well. We will be getting, however, a mainline update before that big update drops, and it will have some new melee weapons in it, a lot of quality of life changes, and of course those dreaded login reward changes as well. So those daily login rewards are coming with the spoken about changes that we heard a few weeks ago, with one tiny exception that they've changed. There will be a dev workshop post about this on the website pretty soon, so I might do a video on that if there's any new information. The Lodestar Sayandana, which you get at 800 days, and the armor, which you get at 1000 days, will stay at those timelines, so you can only get them at day 800 and day 1000 to better reward the veterans who keep up with their daily logins. But the rewards on day 100, 300, 500 and 700 will be giving you a selection of those different weapons to choose from. So it will still take you the same overall time to gather all of these weapons, but you will be able to have a better choice, or to choose which weapons you want to grab your hands on first. So you're all going to get the fucking Zenistar, right? I mean, everyone's just going to get the Zenistar. I wish this was added earlier when we first started these login rewards, but I am very happy that you guys are getting more choices, and I'm not the only player who would have definitely loved to have this reward system from the very start. Now, this new daily login reward will also have scaling rewards. Resources gained by constant daily logins, you know, the resources you get on a daily basis, will increase in amounts the more you actually log in. And also any rewards that you get after that day 1000, once you get that Lodestar armor, it's going to change from you getting items like weapons and things like that to resources. So basically you will be able to choose between stuff like 50,000 Kuva, large chunks of Oxium, Endo and so on. So you're not going to be getting any weapons anymore, or any, I guess, visual items. Basically you're going to get higher amounts of resources. So just keeping your logins going will reward you better. I'll be honest, I might get a little bit of hate for this, but I kind of like the new login rewards. I like the fact that it's actually going to give a lot of players more actual selection of what weapons they want. Now, they also mentioned during the dev stream, just to remind you guys or push home the point, because some people seem to think that Railjack is going to be coming with the Fortuna update. That's not the case one little bit. The space battle is of course what Railjack was, that was shown off at TennoCon this year, but it's going to be coming in sometime in 2019, because it's got a pretty large scope of design and detail, and it's going to take a lot longer to develop. So it's definitely not coming with Fortuna, in case you thought it was. Now, just to kind of whet our appetite a little bit, or I guess to kind of hype this Railjack up a little bit on the dev stream, they did show us off some cool concept art of a huge space battle above Earth, possibly a raid, who knows, probably not. It would be nice, right, to have some kind of a large scale boss battle above Earth, or any other planet either. I mean, it would be kind of cool. Now, we know that all of the enemy factions now with Railjack will be getting brand new fighter ships designed for them in order to do battle with us, and Railjacks will be fully customizable to change how they perform or act, right down to allowing you to change the ship's engines, design, I guess, things like that. Oh, and also, they might come equipped or fully equipped with a jizz cannon fire extinguisher, because why not? How else are we going to put fires out in space? Now, Fortuna is of course the next huge open world, similar to Eidolon, which we all know about, in terms of bounties, its own town hub, gathering resources, environment, and of course grinding your asses off. It's also got the Kitguns, the huge spider bots, Spiderlons, the KDrive faction, and of course the races. We also got a look at how big the actual map is, and it is bloody huge, with loads of exploration caves and mountains of course to fly up as well. So we're going to be able to spend a lot of time out, hopefully on Fortuna, for weeks to come in order to find all of the little, hopefully, secrets that might be hidden throughout it. Just hopefully no fish statues this time around. Now, a really cool feature that I know a lot of people have wanted in Warframe for a while now is having the ability to wield Archwing weapons in normal missions, because a lot of players don't like Archwing, but they really like the design of some of those Archwing weapons, plus they're bloody huge. And it finally looks like this is a thing that's going to happen. So you will eventually be able to equip these weapons for normal missions. The Archwing weapons, like the Grattler, the Imperator, and so on. But just the guns. And even then, they might come with some restrictions, like not being able to equip a pistol if you have an Archwing primary. But if they do decide to add this into the game, this feature, then you won't initially, from the start, be able to equip Archwing melee weapons in normal missions. Not yet anyway, not until Melee 3.0 is out of the way and they've sorted that whole mess out. So no anime swords. Hopefully they eventually make it possible, because I really want to use that Archwing scythe in game, because it's easily the best looking one right now in Warframe. But again, we're going to have to wait and see just whether or not they do that after Melee 3.0. Now, next up on DevStream 117, we seen another look at the Corpus Gas City redesign, or rework, and how it will have a much larger skybox and a lot of drop-off points that you can fall into as well. A hell of a lot of parkour to progress through the mission, so you can, like I said, easily fall to your death. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Fall to your landing, sorry, not your death, because we don't die when we fall into large holes. It's space! There's going to be a few new Corpus enemy types apparently coming with this redesign, and some kind of a surprise that Steve mentioned, but they didn't go into any detail about it. They're holding that one tight to their chest. Some new lore, or some kind of an Alad V initiative, they said. Maybe a new Corpus boss, or even an event, who knows? But definitely the redesign of that Corpus tile set looks bloody great. So the Kitguns is something that they mentioned we would be seeing in this dev stream, but all we really got to see was them quickly putting one together and not really seeing a lot of it in action. Rebecca was trying to shoot it, but I know she was on controller and she plays on PC. The gun had no audio, but it had got this kind of cool plasma effect as the rounds hit enemies. A very similar effect, or a smaller effect, of what the static core or sonic core does. Now, like I said, all we seen in terms of the kit gun was the chamber, the grip and loader names and the descriptions. We got to see one of them was called the Love Tap. So you're going to have to pause the dev stream if you want to see what these actual descriptions give you. And the one thing that they put together was a semi-auto kit gun that had like a nice balance to its stats, but I'm guessing you're going to have to guild these kit guns in order to boost those stats up a lot, like we have to do with the Zos. So maybe on a future dev stream we'll get a better look at those kit guns in action, but this time around we just didn't. Now, there was more KDrives showcased, of course there was, and they mentioned that you will be able to damage enemies by flipping into them or hitting them with one of your tricks, your somersaults or your kickflips, whatever, which can then stun enemies and damage them, and then I would assume eventually kill them if you hit them enough times. Now, you're also going to be able to dismount your K-Drive mid-air, shoot enemies as you glide, and then mount your K-Drive again before you hit the ground, if you do it successfully, which will be much easier if you're running with a Warframe like Zephyr. Now, they also showed us how big some of these caves on the Orvalis, the open world area, are going to be, and some of them will apparently have shortcuts to help you move around the map, so secret walkways or paths to help you move around. We also got to see Rebecca doing a race through one of these caves, which looked absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, they did show off a Corpus Glaive that's going to be coming with that big mainline update that's going to have the login changes and all of that on it to prepare for Fortuna. But all we really got to see of this Corpus Glaive was the stats. I think it had a 22% crit chance, and that was it. They didn't actually use it. Apparently there's still a lot of work to be done on it before it goes live. It had no sounds or something as well, so this is what it looks like. Now, that's pretty much the meat of the dev stream, and it's all we really got to see. They did show us some new Tenogen items like the Grax Heavy Sword, a few Rapier skins, other sword skins, Cyandana's Equinox Tenogen skins, a Necros one, a Loki helmet, Titania, Gara, Limbo, Nyx and some others, but it's Tenogen, it's not real content in my eyes. It's for your wallet, so your wallet, your choice, whether or not you want to actually buy any of these. The content drought continues, boys. for another few weeks, I guess, at least. But the link to the original dev stream is in this video's description if you want to jump over. There will of course be a timestamp guide which will point you to the direction of anything that you want to see. Let me know if anything caught your eye, if you are hyped about any of it whatsoever, or if you just want an update to bloody drop, because I know I've been getting a lot of those comments. Do me a huge favour, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.